Dobar dan, ja sam Jelena, dobrodošli u moj novi klip. Danas ćemo učiti reči na engleskom na jedan način za koji sam sigurna da će vam se svidjeti. So, it's very simple. Jednostavan. It's very simple. What can be very simple? Šta može da bude very simple? For example, a question. So, what's your name? That's a very simple question. Kako se zoveš? It's a simple question. So, my name is Jelena. What's your name? So, pitanje je question, and what's your name is a very simple question. It's a very simple question. Lako, easy, so it is easy to answer this question. Lako je odgovoriti na ovo pitanje, so it is easy to, next word is answer. It's easy to answer to a question, for example, what's your name, or where do you live, or do you speak English? So these are simple questions, and it's easy to answer these questions. Question, a very simple question, easy to answer the question. Okay, teško, naporno, so the opposite. The opposite of easy, something is easy, something is simple. The opposite would be difficult. It's very difficult. It's difficult to do some things, I don't know, like to answer difficult questions. It's difficult to study all day long. It's difficult to climb the mountain. Teško je popeti se na neku planinu. So something is very difficult. Of course, you may know for the word heavy. Također heavy, kao teško. Ovdje imate objašnjenje i razliku između heavy i difficult. Ponekad, sometimes, what do you do sometimes? What do you do sometimes? Well, sometimes I make a mistake or an error. So sometimes I make mistakes when I have to answer a difficult question. There is a possibility that I will make a mistake. Postoji šansa da ću napraviti grešku. So to make a mistake. Usually, obično tokom časa. So during tokom, during the lesson, during the holiday, during the week, during the day, tokom, during the lesson, I sometimes make mistakes. For example, when I go to school and I study something, I study like Greek language, for example, učim grčki, and of course, sometimes teacher asks me some difficult questions, and sometimes she asks me some easy questions. And when she asks me something which is difficult, sometimes during the lesson, tokom časa, I make a mistake. As we said, I make a mistake. Pogrešim. Okay, but what else do I do during the lesson? Šta još radim tokom časa? I write. Pišem. Ovdje imate objašnjenje za write down something, znači nešto zapisujem. So I write down everything that my teacher says. Sve što ona kaže, ja zapisujem. I write it down. Gdje to zapisujem? In my notebook. I write it down in my notebook. I have my notebook, like this one. I have a notebook and I write everything down. Of course, I write everything down only if I understand what my teacher is saying. Dakle, samo ako razumem šta ona govori, ili on. So, if I understand what he or she is saying, I write everything down in a notebook. If I don't understand, what do? I ask a simple question. Pitam jednostavno, what does it mean? Šta to znači? So, if I don't understand, I ask. If I understand, I write it down in my notebook. Zapišem to u svesku. Okay, so who answers my question during the lesson? Ko odgovara na moje pitanje tokom časa? During the lesson, a teacher answers if he or she is good and polite enough to answer my question, so then he or she answers my question. So a teacher is a very, very important person here in the classroom. So we are in the classroom now, and we sometimes make mistakes when we answer questions, and during the lesson we write down everything that the teacher says and we write it down in our notebook. So hopefully we understand what teacher is saying. Znači, nadamo se da razumemo šta teacher govori. A what else does teacher do? Teacher explains things. So to explain, objasniti. Teacher explains. Teacher gives explanations. Daje nam objašnjenja. And, for example, he gives us some examples. For example, dakle daje nam primjere. So teacher explains everything, and if it is a good teacher, ako je dobar učitelj, he or she will give us a lot of examples. Znači daće nam mnogo primjera, a lot of examples. And of course, teacher repeats things. Teacher has to repeat. Znači mora da ponavlja. The most important thing is to repeat. Najvažnije je ponavljati. So the teacher should repeat everything that he or she says many times. To repeat something many times. Why? Zašto? Because teacher is there to help. On je tu da pomogne. So teacher is here to help you to learn something, da naučite nešto. So in order to help you, da bi vam pomogao, he needs to repeat everything that he or she says. Znači mora da ponovi sve što kaže, to give a lot of examples, da da mnogo primjera, to explain things, so in order for you to understand, da biste vi to razumjeli. So that's teacher's job. To je posao učitelja. Sada, what is student's job? Šta student, đak, mora da radi? First of all, student has to be hard working or diligent, vredan. So the student has to be hard working. Student has to work all day, every day, to work a lot, to study a lot. Of course, some of the students are lazy. Some are lazy. So lazy or sluggish or idle. So they don't like, like studying a lot. They prefer to sit on the bench, for example, in the park, not in the classroom. So hardworking students sit. Yes, they sit, but they sit in the classroom, they listen to the teacher, they write down everything the teacher says in their notebooks, etc. And lazy students don't write down anything, don't listen to the teacher, they don't answer teacher's questions, they just sit, but they sit sometimes on the bench in the park and not in the classroom. Or sometimes they just sit in the corner of the classroom, and maybe they just look at their phones or something. They don't look at the teacher, they don't listen to the teacher. Ok, dakle eto, ovako bi izgledao jedan deo knjige vezano za učionicu, za učenje. Dakle, to su reči koje su povezane da vam daju neku priču, da zapamtite lakše reči i rečenice, zato što imate priču u glavi. Evo, pokazat ću vam i sljedeću, recimo, priču. Ok, so it's about love. Love, voleti, ljubav, je love. Ok, so when a boy meets a girl, or when a girl meets a boy, for example, first of all, they ask each other something. For example, what do they ask each other? Koliko imaš godina? Of course, they ask, what's your name? And they ask them then, how old are you? How old are you? Okay, sometimes when you're young, it's okay to ask somebody, how old are you? When you are 17, 20, 25, it's okay. But when you're older, then maybe it's not a very good thing the first thing to ask a person, how old are you? No, skip that. Preskočite to. But okay, when they meet, when they get to know each other, kad se malo upoznaju, what do? They send messages. Yes, it's a very popular way these days to communicate, so they send each other messages, or they text each other. So text me, when they say text me, it means like send me a message. So they send messages, and of course they think a lot of each other. Misle jedno na drugo, so they think a lot of each other. Okay, and then of course, if they like each other very much, they become boyfriend and girlfriend. So, hello, this is my girlfriend. Hello, this is my boyfriend. They are a couple. They become a couple. So after texting each other, nakon što su slali poruke, after thinking about each other, nakon što su mislili dugo jedno drugom, they now decided that they like each other, odlučili su da se sviđaju jedno drugome, now they are boyfriend and a girlfriend, that is, they are a couple. Okay, so we will describe them a bit, so he or she can be tall or short, tall and short. She can be pretty, lepa, zgodna, pretty, a pretty woman. Handsome bi bio muškarac. Okay, so sweet or cute. Oh, she's so cute. He's so cute. But he is shy or timid. Shy, I'm very shy. I don't like talking to a lot of people that I don't know. So shy or timid. And strong or a weak person. Weak, obratite nedelju, V-E-A-K, weak, nije nedelja. Nedelja ima double E, E-E, weak. Ovo je weak, slab. Okay, and then they are a couple, they are a boyfriend and they are a girlfriend, and they are together. They are together, they go everywhere together. Idu svuda zajedno. Maybe they live together. Možda i žive zajedno. And what do? They hug each other. So give me a hug. Zagrljaj. They hug each other. And of course, they kiss each other. So they kiss sometimes or all the time. Okay. So what happens sometimes in the fairy tales u bajkama? It happens then a prince kisses a frog. No, a princess kisses a frog. And then he becomes a prince, or vice versa, obrnuto. So a prince kisses a frog and then she will become a princess. So be careful what you do and who you kiss. Okay, and usually they are very happy and they smile. They smile all the time. When you're in love, usually you smile. But of course, sometimes you also cry. Because sometimes it's not every relationship like functioning good. So sometimes you are unhappy with your boyfriend or with your girlfriend and then you cry. Okay, but if you don't cry and if you smile all the time, if you are happy, then you usually go out. You go out to a club, you go out to the cinema, you go out to a concert. It's nice when you are a couple to go to a concert of your favorite band, so to go to the concert. But before that, you can also, which will be good, meet friends. So, meet friends, we're friends, so when you meet friends, I'm meeting my friends, okay, friends or a friend. What time? What time are we meeting tonight? What time do you usually meet your friends? What time? Okay, we are meeting at 8. And where are we going? We are going to the cinema to watch a film or a movie. Film or a movie. But before that, of course, a couple, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, they have to buy a ticket if they want to go to a concert or if they want to go to a movie. So they need a ticket. Treba im karta. And of course, we usually keep our money in our wallet. Držimo novac u novčaniku, so a wallet is a novčanik. So if you forget your wallet at home, you can't buy a ticket, you can't go to a concert. So your girlfriend will cry. Devojka će da plače, so don't forget your wallet at home. Nemoj da zaboraviš novčanik. Of course, you can also go to the theater. We miss a T here. A theater. Then stay with me until the end of the clip, because I will now show you something else. So this is the book, it goes on and on and on, a lot of words that you need to study, mnogo reči koje još treba da naučite i mnogo objašnjenja između toga. Naravno nisu sva objašnjenja ni ubačena ovde jer je sve još uvek u pripremi. For example, this priroda, so it's nature. So if you don't like going to the movies, theaters, clubs, maybe you're going to the nature, to the countryside. But sometimes there is fog. Sometimes there is fog, ponekad je magla, especially if you want to climb the hill or to climb a mountain. So if you go hiking, ako idete na pešačenje, so usually you can climb a hill or a mountain. So climb je penjati se, climb to the mountain, climb the mountain, climb the hill. Of course you can jump, but you can only jump, you can bungee jump, you can do bungee jumping, but only if you are not uplašeni, if you are not afraid or frightened or scared, terrified. So if you're not afraid, you can jump. But if you're afraid, you can just play in the snow. You can play in the snow. You can play in the snow. And it usually snows, of course, in winter. Obično pada sneg zimi. And when it snows, kad pada sneg, it's usually very cold, freezing, cold. And then you need to wear a coat. You need a coat. If it's cold, you need a coat. And of course, every coat has a pocket, then you can put your hands in your pockets. So a pocket. Of course, it can be very windy in the mountain, so the wind can blow, wind je vetar. But if you are outside, ako ste na polju, luckily, you can stay in a hotel in the mountain. Znači, srećom imaju hotele na planini, you can stay in a hotel. And there, in that hotel, you can make yourself at home. So make yourself at home. Osjećaj se kao kod kuće. In hotel, they will prepare something for you. They will prepare, for example, a hot meal, topli obrok. They will prepare something nice for you to eat, a meal, obrok, and they will put your meal in your plate, of course. And you can also drink, if you're in the mountain, in a hotel, you can have a nice cup of tea there. But if you're hungry, you can taste the food in the hotel. Taste. You can taste the food in the. They will serve food. People can serve you in a shop or in a bank, but they can serve you in a hotel. And if you're lucky enough, ako ste srećni, the food, the meal would be delicious. Hrana će biti ukusna. It will be delicious. And then you can say, I'm pleased, I'm very pleased with the meal, I'm pleased with the service, zadovoljan sam sa uslugom. And the hotel staff is very polite and kind. Znači osoblje je veoma ljubazno. Polite and kind. Sometimes, of course, they can be impolite. Sometimes they can be impolite as well. And then if they are impolite, you can just ask for a bill. Sorry, excuse me, can I have a bill please? I want to pay. Dajte mi račun because I'm leaving. Odlazim. Ok, I hope you had fun. Nadam se da sam vam malo zabavila, da sam malo pokazala o čemu se radi u knjizi. Pišite mi u komentarima šta mislite o tome. Goodbye.